Hello friends. You will need a yoga strap for this practice. Come to a comfortable seated position and take a moment to settle into the breath. Put your left palm up and raise your right hand next to your heart. Abhaya Hirdra Mudra. Version of courageous heart mudra. Courageous in receiving through our left hand, presenting our openness and receptivity. Courageous in fearlessness and boundary against what is not in alignment with our truth. Just notice how this message resonates for you as we begin our practice. Dirga breath, complete breath, filling and releasing with ease. Moving beyond the body, beyond the mind, through the breath, into our energy body, into spirit. Bringing forth through our practice of yoga that which is often suppressed, denied, contained. We are so much bigger than we believe. Take a moment to start just gently shifting the hands. Gently turning the palms. Just a way to cultivate Anahata, heart chakra energy. Balancing. Thank you for being here, for practicing with me. Your hands to heart center. Take that divine time, honoring what's on your heart, in your heart, moving through your heart today. Acknowledging prayers, intentions for your practice. Beginning with some movement here. Unfold the legs and switch your seat. Or just shift around a bit. Let's begin with some movement into the shoulders, the chest, the upper back. And play with your movement, have fun with your movement. You know my style of practice. Take a moment to build the breath with some movement here. We're going to breathe in, breathe in, breathe in with this arm movement, and one big exhale. So build that inhalation. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. One more time. Fill and fill up. Keep the arms in the sky. Temple mudra, bring them down in front of you. Rounding the spine and inhaling to build the breath again and again and again. Exhaling all the way down. Build the breath in, 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 and release. And then wind the legs, feet a little wider than hip width. Come to seated Apanasana, knee to chest pose. Hugging the arms around the knees, connecting the hands if you like. And then taking a moment to work into the neck. Relax your jaw. Release your truth. Feeling that groundedness of the sit bones, the soles of the feet. Hang your head around the spine a bit more. And lifting up tall. Switching our seat here. Come off of your blocks or your blanket or bolster if you're seated on one. And stretching the legs out into Dandasana, staff pose. Find a little flow here with some big circles through the feet that resonate up into the knees and the hips, sending that flow rippling through the spine. Circular movement is vital for healthy energy flow in the body. Beautiful. And extending the legs strong. Reach out through the soles of the feet. Taking a moment to align the spine. You can see here, I like to check sometimes. Just a hand at the low back. And then hand to the heart to lift. Gives a little shoulder stretch. And switching sides. Very much a working pose, Dandasana. Lifting the kneecaps, the front of the thighs are strong as you open down the back of the legs. Let's bring the right leg towards the chest, cradle it, and flow a little side to side into the hip joint. Circling with the movement now. I preach this every class. Be open. Follow my lead if you like, but listen and follow your inner guidance. So with that strap, I'm going to create a figure 4 here if this works for you. Ankle can be above the left leg, that right ankle, or it can be on the ground inside the left knee. Lassoing the sole of the foot about at the ball joint. Notice here I'm opening out with my elbows, keeping a pretty flat back, and hinging forward from the hip creases. So keep the roundness out of the spine, look up and out, lead with the heart. Nice. And then crossing that right leg over, keeping the right sit bone down. Take a gentle twist. That right foot can be inside the left leg here too. Steady in the breath, nourishing your practice, your prana, life force. Releasing to circle out. Settling into staff pose again, and then taking the other side. Let's work into the left hip a bit, which I almost forgot. It's okay if your practice feels messy. Life is messy. Practice anyways. Live it anyways. Nice. Find that cross here. I'm going to, this time, my left hip's a little tight today, so I'm going to put my left ankle below my right knee. I'm not on the knee. The ankle is right below the kneecap. So that's a softer version. And then just find that gentle forward fold. Steady in the breath. Move your awareness deeper into your body as you practice. We're so disconnected from these vehicles of our souls. My God, the body provides the soul a home, a tool. A gentle seated sage twist. Nice and even as you turn. And finishing up here with some more circles. You can tell I love circles. Let's dig a little deeper into the sit bones. Lean back. Find a nice little back bend here to counter those forward folds. Lifting the heart, rolling the head of the shoulders back. Beautiful. If this doesn't work for your wrist, you could be on button blocks or on your tall fingertips, even on your knuckles. Chin towards the sky. Coming out gently, lassoing the soles of both feet. You can keep some bend in the knees here. Don't have to be straight. Let's see, I'm going to scoot into that more modified option. Bringing the belly to the front of the thighs. That's where we want the fold to birth from. At that low back, at the low belly. Keeping things lengthening. The strap helps us do that, so we're not just straining to reach towards the feet. Certainly if you can get there and you want to anchor there, you can, but it shouldn't be a fight. Props are fabulous for our practice. No matter how beginner or advanced one might be, use all the help you can get. I very much recommend that attitude in life as well, not just in our practice. Taking your time to lift your head, come back up and out patiently. And hugging the knees in. Rounding the spine out a bit. All of our practice is self-love, but taking these moments to pause and focus even more on love. Beautiful. Closing our warm-ups, or maybe your gentle practice for the day. Namaste. You're sticking around for some working action. I'm going to bring in our blocks. Come to that kneeling position. You can always bring in support for your knees. And let's come onto the forearms on the block. So bring your elbows under your shoulders. Create Temple Mudra. And just start playing a little bit back and forth. Tops of the feet anchor down into the earth. Use some groundedness. Playing into the shoulders a bit, decompressing the spine. Find a rhythm with the breath here if you like. And then stretching the left leg back. Reach out through the heel. Sway the hips a bit. See how that feels. Keep the back of your head lifted for the most part. Try that on the other side. And then sit back in child's pose. Try hands on the blocks. Nice strong arms. Just let your head hang. Releasing the neck and the jaw. If that doesn't work for you for any reason, hands off the blocks. Head to the ground. And coming through table with the blocks, round the spine and arch the spine. Exhaling as we round. Inhaling as we arch. Always different ways to experiment with even our most fundamental postures. And then, if it works for you, coming to traditional table pose, or maybe stay up on those blocks for support for your wrist. Reach the left leg back, and you can hang out here, engaging the core a bit. So keep the breath fluid, but draw the lower belly up and in. If you want, you can also extend the right arm. So this is a spinal balance. Brings a little heat into the body. So keep bringing the body the breath. Nice. Take your time to release there, hugging that. Oh, we're on the left leg to the heart. Bending at a 90-degree angle and taking a little twist. That lower spine. Modified three-legged dog. Take a moment here to wiggle. Wide knee child's pose. A few breaths to release. Let the breath bring you peace. Rounding up slowly, arranging ourselves back in table pose, neutral spine. Taking that right leg back. Now try to keep the hips level here. It's always interesting to do my voiceovers and see my practice. Great learning. I'm actually turning my right hip up here. I want to drop that right butt cheek down and keep the pelvis more level. I would also lower my right heel down. We want the leg to extend straight away from the hip joint. So, and you can see here, it's creating that imbalance. No judgment, just observation and learning. So feel that through your body. Nice. Releasing, bending the right knee, hugging it through to the belly, heart, or chin, extending it again. Knee bent, three-legged dog. Goal is never to be perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. There is only practice. Nice. I'm going to take a little release here again. Full child's pose if you like. Arms around sides of the legs, Jana Mudra. First fingers and thumbs connect. Crown of the head to the ground. If you need a prop there to support the head, by all means, bring it in. And sliding through to table. Tall blocks to support stepping through to a low lunge. So take a moment here. Maybe reach the left leg back first, drawing it through. Sinking right down into the pelvis with support down through the back leg. Grounding. Turning the back foot under to lift to a high lunge, or feel free to stay low. Do some big warrior one work here. So turning the right heel in and down. Feel the outer edge of that back foot as much as possible. And experiment with straightening the front leg and bending it again. Nice neutral spine, like you're in table pose. Stay with the breath. And set the front knee over the front ankle. Rise up to warrior one. Bring the hands to temple mudra again. First finger extends, fingers lace. Be as soft or as deep as you like here. Never overextend that front knee past the front ankle. So we're going to work with that breath again. Straighten the front leg, hands down, then build, 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 filling all the way up. Deepening the pose and releasing. So inhale, inhale more, inhale more. Full release, straight front leg. So a little bit of flowing. Warrior one. Have some fun. Deepen here. Take the head back if you like. Tall through the spine. And release. Fold forward slow. Find the blocks. High lunge to low lunge. And a big, deep release. Half split. The blocks out a bit. Your choice. Child's pose, downward dog, or in between, puppy stretch. Maybe do a little of one or two of these. It's also interesting to watch my practice in the summer when I mountain bike a lot. I'm so freaking tight, and I'm talking about the way I feel, and I can see it here in parts of my body, but that's okay. Our practice is about enhancing our life. Go ahead and come to that prep for lunging on the right side. Start with that low lunge release. deep into the hip flexors. Everything else in that pelvic floor, bowl, hip region. Patiently prop to the high lunge, lengthening from the back heel out the crown of the head. Then setting your warrior stance. And playing here with the support of the blocks. Building some core stability with that neutral spine. And take your time to flow up to warrior one again. Hands coming together. And temple mudra when you're ready. Same practice on this side. And exhalation, lower the arms down, knees bent, and build. Build. Build the breath. And release, straightening the front leg. Maybe bends, bends, bends as you breathe and fill up. Stay anchored in that back leg, rotating in the hips. Lovely. Lift through the heart, through the hands, and release. Slow to the high lunge, low lunge, half split. And from here, taking a moment to step the back foot through to Uttanasana, our forward fold, bringing in our strap. Repeating a movement we did earlier, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Here, doing it standing, so block under the ball joints of the feet with bent knees, lengthen out through the spine, start to hang. If it works for you, straighten the legs up a bit more. Notice I'm working my belly to the tops of the thighs. And I'm working to bring the pelvis over the lower legs. So oftentimes we lean back in the hips there. The hips over the heels. Pour the upper body. And take your time to come out. Bend the knees and round up slow. Maybe play on the way. Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's turn to the wide edge of the mat. I know it's hard to see my hands here. This is called amateur videography, but it works. Play a little with a long strap between your arms, wide hands. And see here, just a little dipping side to side. Stretch the side body, open the shoulders. And then with this nice soft wide stance, flow the arms overhead and back as far as you're comfortable. So you have to find the right width and tension on your strap, using it as a tool to open that shoulder and chest space a bit more. Don't force here. You'll see where things maybe get sticky for you. Go slow there. You don't have to go all the way back. Nice. Find a place to hang out where it is a little tight. Release, wiggle it out, let it go. Work your feet a little wider, opening the toes out to the sides. With the support of the strap, settling into a goddess squat. Play with some deep side bends here. Are you having fun? I hope you're having some fun. You can have some fun even when you're working. Even when it gets real, it gets deep. Good. Maybe start to add a little more interest here by straightening the opposite leg. Gentle lunging side to side. Oh yeah. Keep the arms down in front of the heart. And this is an option for some deeper strengthening and some balance work. So listen to your knees. You try that side to side. And of course you can leave it out. You can leave anything out. Let's finish up that section with some hip circles. I'm sweating with this gorgeous summer sun coming in on me. Wide leg stance, forward fold. So toes are forward now. Like mountain stance, but wide. Square the hips, neutral spine. Put a block under heart center and twist. Stay super strong in the legs there. Try the other side. I love this pose. It's not easy. There's something I love about it. Coming out, melting into that holding forward fold. Simply letting go. Maybe deepening a bit more. Maybe softening by bending the knees. Or bringing in some more blocks. Breathing up and out of the pose, slowly shake it out. And smile. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, sweep the arms up in that building breath again here. And give ourselves wings to fly. A little back bend if you like. Hands down through the heart. And this completes our working phase. In your own time, in your own way, join me down on the mat in a seated position. Welcome to our wind down. Let's take some gentle windshield wipers side to side. And bringing the knees to one side, setting up with that mermaid seat. Nice gentle twist. And we're gonna Bring in the props here. Bring a block behind you to put your right hand on and in front of the left knee, just so we can lengthen up a little taller through the twist. And of course you can leave the props out, but just see how it feels to have that extra support if you never used them in this pose. The sacred fire going behind us here. Now, this pose can be big on the knees. We're really going to stretch the front of that left thigh. I'm bringing the blocks behind me to rest my elbows on and just kind of lean back with these mermaid legs. Lift the heart a little, find gentle back bend in there. But go slow, prop back up taller if it's too much torque on the left knee. Keep coming back to the breath. Coming back to the breath. Coming back to the breath. Build back out nice and slow. Coming back to a seated position, I'm pulling that right foot into either the inner thigh, below the calf, inside the knee. Can also support the right hip with a block under the right knee. Left leg extends straight. We're going to do that same support and that same entry into our forward fold here. Flat back at first, taking the elbows wide, building into a deeper forward fold than we did earlier. A little variation here. This time we are going to allow ourselves to round into the pose. Continuing to use the strap or finding the foot, ankle, or calf. Settle in here. Follow the breath to the point where you're a little more alive in the pose. Where there's that challenge to open, to receive, to feel. Coming out and taking a few windshield wipers before we go to the other side with this sequence. Flop the legs over to the left, and then we'll be really stretching the front of that forward knee. Prop malfunctions here. So find the twist here, supported twist. Always continue to take little micro movements in every pose, working your way to a place. It's maybe a little new. Unwind here. Both blocks behind us flat. Supporting the elbows, the forearms. Lengthen the spine back. Take your time. My knee on this side is a little tender. So just being a bit more mindful, you can see the patience. Working To release the neck a bit, the chest. And turning towards the other side of your mat. Extending the right leg, left foot inside the right thigh, knee, or calf. See that little wiggle back and forth to find the sit bones. And lasso the sole of the right foot. You can wrap your strap around your hands as you build deeper into the pose here. Leading with the chin up, heart forward first. And then deepening by bowing the head, rounding. Unfolding. Surrendering. Loving, loving, loving. Right where we are. And taking our time to come out from this side. Clearing the space a bit. And settling down onto the belly. Hands under the shoulders. Forehead to the mat. Elbows hugged in. Letting the pelvis drop heavy into the ground. Feel the shoulders down the back. Start to lift your nose, your chin, your heart. Go up as tall as it's comfortable for your back here. Some patient, flowing back bends. Simply cobra, the belly on the ground, heart lifted, or maybe up a little higher, almost to upward dog. And then settling back into child's pose. That deep release. Going down onto the belly again and bringing our strap in. Your right forearm across the mat in front of your chest. And find your left foot with the strap. Keeping the knee in alignment with the hip. And bringing the strap over your left shoulder here for a nice deep quad stretch. I'm gonna hold the foot and maybe even press it a little into the strap. Lengthen down the front of the left thigh. Ground down through the right leg. Release this side here. Switching. Left forearm under the heart. Find the right foot. Easier said than done. I need to cheat a little. Make it work. There's a will, there's a way. And find that lovely quad stretch here on this side. Just keeping the heart a little bit lifted. So this also continues to give us a little bit of gentle back bend, which we work into every practice. Beautiful breath, always supporting us. And take a moment to let go here. Hands under the shoulders again. Bend the knees and rock side to side. Mix it all up. Take the feet wide, edges of your mat. Pressing up slowly for one more back bend, and if you like, bend the knees, toes towards the back of your head, looking up, leading with the heart, and then shifting one last time through to child's pose. Flowing through the heart. Your sacredness, your divineness. Crawling to the front of the mat, rolling back over the feet. Become seated. The knees bent, roll down the spine slowly. Extending the arms to the sides. Feeling the back body into the earth. Clearing your space as needed. Making sure the back of the head can rest fully on the ground. Shift the hips to the right just a bit and take the knees to the left. Reclined spinal twist. Keeping your chin center or turning it towards the right shoulder. Slow the breath. Feel it move through the core of the body, finding its way in between the organs. Very patiently switching sides, maybe stretching the legs out in between. Hip shift left, knees drop right. Knees can extend straighter towards the bottom of the mat for a softer twist, or they can hug up into the belly. We're fully letting go here. What a wonderful way to take care of ourselves and contribute to peace in the world through our practice. You feel good. You are peaceful and healthy. That contributes something. The days of martyrdom, especially for women, are over. We don't need to do that. You are allowed to enjoy this life. Isn't that what Savasana is all about? Find your way into your final pose of the practice. Coming back to you for Savasana after a sacred rain. And isn't that how our practice serves us? It nourishes, it quenches, it clears minds, our bodies, our hearts, our souls. Be with me here in the breath as I share one of my favorite Native American chants in English. I don't know it in tribal dialect, which there are many of, and it's an anonymous chant that nobody knows the origin of. As we look around at this beautiful summer nature scene, we honor the earth. Where I stand is holy, holy is this ground. Forest, mountain, river, listen to the sound. Great spirits circling all around me. Where I stand is holy, holy is this ground. Forest, mountain, river, listen to the sound. Great spirits circling all around me. Where I stand is holy, holy is this ground. Forest, mountain, river, listen to the sound. Great spirits circling all around me. And a variation that came to me one day paddling on the lake. Support peaceful body image. Where we live is holy, holy is this flesh. Fat bone, muscle, heartbeat, listen to the breath. Great spirit circling all inside me. Where I live is holy, holy is this flesh. Fat bone, muscle, heartbeat, listen to the breath. Great spirit circling all inside me. Where I live is holy, holy is this flesh. Fat bone, muscle, tissue, listen to the breath. Great spirit circling all inside me. Know you are love. You are stardust. You are cosmic magic. We all are. Dissolve as you allow yourself to just be, just feel. dissolving the illusion, conditioning, past, the future, the pain. Dissolving everything that stands in the way of peace. Most of that, simply our beliefs. Let go of all thoughts, ideas, messages that make you suffer, that keep you living in alignment with that love, that essence. This magic of your practice into your day, your week, your month, your year. Moving to come out of our Savasana. Maybe a big stretch. Bring the knees up. Take them side to side one more time. Oh, it's so good. And when you're ready, knees to the belly. And turn to one side. Take a breath or two there. Or more, they're free. Oh. Drawing up tall for our closing. You can always take time to meditate after your practice or before your practice, even spending more time than we do in our centering and our closing here. Hands at heart center, acknowledging the divine in us, the divine everyone else, the divine in all. Namaste. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you.